Time for the big holiday gatherings, and here to tell us about baking a Christmas ham is Tammy Vaassen from Wisconsin Pork Association. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Now, Tammy, we have a lot of different things here to cover, a couple of different recipes. Let's first talk about what kind of ham to buy.
Certainly. Well, there's a couple of things that you do want to keep in mind when you go to the grocery store looking for hams. Number one is how many people you're going to be serving. Okay. Now, if you're looking for a bone-in ham, you're going to serve about 2 to 3 people per pound with that. For a boneless ham like we have here today, you can figure about 4 to 5 people per pound to serve that. So you do increase that, and you're not paying for the bone with the boneless ham.
Sure, and so you're using a boneless ham here for the first recipe.
We are.
Okay.
Yes. And another thing you really want to pay attention to when you go to the grocery store is to read the label. Now, for your holiday centerpiece ham, you're going to want to select a ham that is labeled ham with natural juices. Okay. That's going to be the highest quality and have the best flavor, as well as, of course, the spiral sliced hams offer a great option for us. Now, I like to go, Wisconsin is so blessed to have a number of small specialty meat processors located all across the state. And so when I'm looking for a great ham, they're known for award-winning meats. That's a great place to go, not only to get help selecting the right ham, but also for tips on preparation.
Great, and for this one, you have a glaze that you're going to put on it, right?
Right, so with a glaze, you're just going to take a glaze. We're going to make a honey orange glaze today. Okay. It just calls for a cup of honey. We're going to mix in 2 tablespoons of orange juice. Okay. And then 1/4 teaspoon each of ground cinnamon and ground cloves. Okay. Now you're going to put your ham into the oven at about 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And let that bake for about 15 to 20 minutes per pound. Okay. Now, for the last 45 minutes that it is baking, you will take your glaze, once we get it all mixed in here.
And just pour it, you can brush it on.
Right. Okay. Oh, I'm making a mess here this morning.
That's all right.
Yeah, so you'll just take this and you'll just brush it around the outside. It's going to add a nice flavor, and so then when you do slice into the ham, you're going to have those extra flavors added into it.
Delicious. And now you have a slow cooker ham, too.
Right. A great thing about this recipe is that, number one, it's made in the slow cooker, which we all like to do. We know it's easy to do, and it frees up the oven for the holidays while you've got so many other things baking. The second thing is you're making a side dish at the same time with our applesauce. So all we had to do with this recipe was to rub a cinnamon and brown sugar mixture around the outside of the ham, cut some apples up real thin, and secure them to the outside of the ham with whole cloves. Then we just diced some apples, threw in a few raisins, and put a little extra of that cinnamon brown sugar mixture together with that. Put it in the slow cooker around the ham with a little bit of apple juice in the bottom.
So the liquid is just the apple juice. How much just to cover the bottom?
It's about 1/2 cup, yes. Okay. So just a very scant amount.
Okay, and how long does that take to bake then?
If you put the slow cooker on high, it takes about 4 hours. Okay. Really all you need to do is to get that ham reheated to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, and so that your apples are tender.
And the other thing about boneless hams, they're a whole lot easier to slice too when it's time to make the big presentation at the table.
They certainly are. There are great tips and videos out on the web. If you do have a bone-in ham, if you're looking for ways to make that a little easier to do for that part, but I always like to buy boneless hams to simplify my day.
Well, some wonderful, easy recipes for the holidays. We provide a link for them, NBC15.com. Just click on news links. Thank you so much, Tammy.
Thank you.